Dear Kit, could you please forward this video message to President Trump and the heads of state? There has been a flaw in the American public's decision for the last 5 years to drink alkaline water at many pharmaceutical grocery stores and gas stations everywhere sold. This alkaline water is the precursor to our disease COVID-19 causing so many fatalities. I'll explain in this graph chart. This is H2O, and it looks like this with bonds. H with the other H connecting with the heavier O molecule. The H's are the first atom on the chemical chart. They're positively charged and double covalent bond with the oxygen, which is a much heavier atom than the H's here. So when making water into this alkalinized thing here, the H's break away here. The two covalent bonds of each H break away and make O to unify together to be O2 oxide. Oxide molecule. The O2 oxide molecule, when adding alkaline to water, is the same as if you took baking soda, which is alkaline bicarbonate, and sprinkling into water to make an alkalinized water drink. The baking soda separates these H's here and leaves you with the H's fizzling away. They just fizzle away and evaporate in fizzies. So they turn the GI tract into gas, and your bloodstream gets air, which is these H's, ionized, leaves you with the heavier O2 molecule, the oxygen. And in people's bloodstream, the O2 becomes highly concentrated here, which makes people high. Makes people feel a high, because too much oxygen in a bloodstream will make you high and dizzy and feeling a euphoria. It is important to know a human's bloodstream is to be maintained at a pH balance of around 7.0. A pH balance of blood in homeostasis blood returns to 7.0 neutral. For humans. Blood of humans need to be pH balance at 7, not alkalinized. When alkalinized water is added to drink as a beverage with food or lemon juice or anything else, your body struggles to return it to a homeostasis of a pH balance neutral 7.0. People of America have been fooled to believe this euphoric feeling was healthful and recommended by doctors. It's been sold at gas stations by foreigners, sold at Costco's, BJ's, Sam's Clubs, and every corner grocery store, Whole Foods, and everywhere else as something really super healthful. And by word of mouth has become famed and popular, such as was the Dukan diet, etc., and the Scottsdale diet, and all kind of freaky diets and advice that seem to just go on trend in and out of popularity. Now the Dukan diet is now called the Paleo diet. And it is advisable in doctors' circles that we have our pH balance of our blood not alkalinized. For the last 7 years, we've been on trend to have this highly alkalinized water as our favorite beverage with lunch and dinner, and even making our coffee with it and tea. I have my own blood lab results to realize a high level of O2, because even I was fooled to thinking this is really a great drink, with lemonade, making my iced tea with it, and drinking it as I was walking around New York City the other day. And while I was walking around New York City the other day, I got so much pain in my lungs from this high O2 level. I went to see an ER. They took the blood labs to find my O2 was highly elevated, which made me feel quite sick. So inform, please, this message to President Trump and the heads of state and the Vice Admiral, who's the Surgeon General, that this alkaline water needs to be ejected out of every counter at every market throughout the United States if we are returned to health. And keep it under wraps, because people will be outraged and furious. So a high O2 makes people high, thinking it's a healthful perk up, but it is ill-advised for anyone who's a medical professional to be walking around with alkalinized blood. It's very unhealthful, but it became popular because people thought it defied gaining cancer cells, etc., but they were misinformed. It might avert a person who has cancer already of its overgrowth in threat of dying. But because of this first strike, thinking this alkaline water was advisable for the last 5 years, with barely any television commercials on it, just by word of mouth and popularity alone, and this second strike of COVID-19 was the cause of our many deaths in the United States and on our soils by this biowarfare second strike. Please, Mr. Cummings, give advice and awareness to those necessary that this alkalinized water needs to be rejected off of every counter in anywhere in the United States, Hawaii and Alaska, and everywhere else. My own blood labs indicated the high O2 and my not binding proteins naturally to other necessary white blood cells in correlation to this high O2 levels, aerating my blood too much and making me feel gravely ill while walking around the New York City streets in Brooklyn the other day. My own blood labs indicated these things, and I became aware because I am a medical professional that this is the cause for everybody's deaths lately. And this is a copy of my certificate of health professionals from the Commonwealth of Virginia, Jeannie C. Eversley, Radiologic Technologist, Board of Medicine, Department of Health Professionals. That's my name, that's my qualifications, and these are my doctors who gave me this certificate many years ago in October of 2006. And this is my reward number of that case being granted when I was a medical professional, fully licensed and paid up with every professional fee I paid back then. It doesn't have any expiration date on it, but there you are. But you do have to pay yearly. Well, you have to pay every 4 years to maintain the professional licensure. And it's to certify Jeannie C. Eversley, me, as a radiologic technologist diagnostically. But please inform diagnostically this is not advisable to be drinking alkaline water. If people want alkaline, they should eat raw vegetables and raw fruits and raw fruit drinks. Thank you, Kit. Please forward in confidentiality and sensitivity to the mass public and their possible outrage of this news. Thank you.